Hi, I'm Donna Wilburn. When children are put in the middle, they're at high risk for addiction and depression. Let's protect the children and stop the drama.
Donna Wilburn, everybody, in her famous commercial. You know, that was beautiful. And everybody get a hold of Donna, please. We're live. That reminds me to talk about something right off the bat. Wait, let me stop. The video's still running with something.
Are you playing it again?
You should be playing it over? Is that?
No, we're going to play that again. So anyway, but what it reminds me to talk about is when you talk about the drama. I think in life, we have a tendency with all the internet and with all the election and everything it's the drama. People are just looking for so much drama. Mm-hmm. You know, you see every Karen, I talked about this on stage last week. We see every video of every angry person, but you know what? I haven't seen personally anybody like that out in the world in a long time. So I think people like to raise the drama. So Joe brought up a question. Let's start before we even do the opening. Joe, what did you say you wanted to talk about?
What if you and your spouse have differing political views?
Oh, well, yeah, that's very scary. Okay. So Donna, what about, do people come in and talk about this?
They do, and I do have some fairly healthy people who can actually live and love someone who has a different opinion than them. And then I have some people who think the world is going to end unless everybody has the same opinion as they have.
And they don't make it?
Don't go well. There's been family siblings who have cut communication with each other as adults.
Yes.
Because of the differing views.
Yes, it happens. It happens in many families.
But a wife and husband? I mean...
Well, I'd have to think they'd probably be newlyweds at this point because if you're together any length of time, politics is going to come up, and you can put it on the back burner for only so long. You know, I have plenty of friends who have differing political views than I do, and we just want to stay friends, so we don't talk about politics. But we don't see each other every day, and we don't live together, and we don't watch the news together. Yeah. So, because my wife she's a little mad at me because I yell at the news every night. So, but you know, she should be, and I'm like, you should be yelling too. Yeah! You know, so
that's something I've seen is like, why aren't you as emotional as I am?
Well, that's actually probably true, but it's the politics is a different story right now. We are living in a time that I can never remember. I can never remember us being this divided and crazy and nuts and hate-filled. Yeah. So, and politics seems to bring that up.
Now, it has been as bad in the past. I do a class on the Electoral College and the election of 1876 almost had a civil war. I mean,
that's true. I forgot about 1876.
How did you forget? Is it 1877? Because there was almost the 1877. They had the corrupt compromise. And of course, 1800, of course, with, you know, Aaron Burr.
Yeah, but back then you could put your woman in her place.
That's right. It was what you needed to do. And they didn't get to vote. That was the problem. It was the women getting voting.
Right? Yeah.
Well, that's
what be.
Okay. But I flew with James Carville not too long ago.
Yeah.
And his wife is Mary.
Excellent. This is a great example. Here we go. I can't wait to hear it.
Marlon, because Mary Matlin is the girl who's deaf. Whatever. His wife, they're both on opposite sides. But my point with them is they are fine because what they know is it's all their job. And when they get home, they could care less because of cash. Jeff Rimmel says, Mary and I differ. So Jeff, post why you differ. So somebody just put a comment in that he and his wife differ. and I would like to hear why they do that.
How do you differ? Is it a Kellyanne Conway, George Conway situation? Because if we could talk about that, we could go right back to Donna's video, okay? Because there's obviously some stress going on in that.
Well, Jeff has been on the show, so and his wife, but they were. I've noticed them over the years kind of skewing because of where we are now. They've moved left quite a bit. They used to be very right, and I think Jeff is a little more right than she is left. But I don't think they fight about it. And maybe
if you're too far right, she is going to leave. I'm sorry, you said left. I'm sorry, I got confused on that.
But I don't know what my left or my right is doing right now. Right. Yeah. He's just said she is more left than me, which I agree with. But Jeff, I don't think she's. Actually, she has gone a little nuttier these days. But Jeff is so calm.
Associate the left with nutty.
Yeah, no, she's just a little. She can be a little more.
Donna's ready to go today. This is good. I'm glad.
I'm saying
I like Joe's title. Did you notice his title? Like all our titles.
Yeah.
And Joe's title.
Professional married guy. Well, that's because comedy isn't a thing anymore.
No, I'm not doing comedy anymore. So
This is now my only identity.
Were you going to say something about James Carville and his wife?
Yes, finish.
Oh, I will finish with my thing. So I met him on a plane and I talked to her and stuff like that. I didn't ask him anything about this, but you can tell there's a difference between your job, and a lot of politicians are this way. Mitch McConnell, Clinton's, they get in Washington and they know it's all a bunch of hooey, they know that Joe Biden isn't doing this. They know who's not doing what. And then they go out and they say whatever they want to get voted. And then when they all sit together, nobody cares. The difference is today, now we have people who actually, like back in the Reagan days, that's how they work. Now we actually have people that are in power that are as nutty and will believe like a QAnon thing, or will believe this made up garbage because of all the drama.
Are you saying QAnon's not real?
Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah, I'm saying that.
QAnon
is a pornographer in the Philippines.
He's a pig farmer, not a pornographer. Come on, get it straight.
Everybody watch
having sex.
Yeah.
What?
He films pigs.
Oh my God.
He films pigs having sex, so he's actually a pig pornographer farmer.
Okay, leave the jokes to us, Dom.
1,000 Questions is an entertaining discussion of marriage. We aren't telling you to do or feel or change anything about your life. Really, just listen. 1,000 Questions is an entertaining discussion of marriage. We aren't telling you to do or feel or change anything about your life. Really, just listen and enjoy. And if you need real help, find a professional for your specific problem. We don't know you. How could we speak to your deal? Okay, have fun.
So, is that an original Brad Tassell song?
Yes. Yeah, you have to. You can't play music.
As long as I've been watching this, as long as I've been on the show, I've always wondered if you were ever going to turn that up so I could hear it.
I know. I need to redo it and make the volume a lot louder.
My hair color.
My tech. Well, and I'm lazy. You just have to listen closer. So Jeff says no fights in their house. It's just, and they're aligned this year. So that's fine. But my whole thought is, I just don't, if you're not partly aligned, or you're not going to really make it as a couple unless you don't really, really, really care about many politics people are never going to be able to stay together.
True. Yep.
I'm going to have to find some. I'll find some for you.
Okay, you find some. Okay, I'm going in the bucket. Are you ready?
Go to the bucket, Brad.
Because we only have 30 minutes. I have to go to Zany's.
You're in a cave. You're in a bucket.
It's my man cave.
Instead of telling a woman to chill out, what are better words you can use to tell your woman to chill out?
Is that really a question? Someone really wrote that?
Let me show it to you.
Is that in your handwriting?
It is not. This is too good a handwriting. Let me see.
Instead
of telling a woman to chill out, what are better words? How about, hey, baby, relax?
How about, hey, baby, let me give you a massage. How about that?
Yeah.
Calm down, man.
I think the obvious answer to this question is more wine.
Yeah.
More wine is always good. Hey,
That's always good. Yeah.
Is it like a 2-year-old Joe? Yeah, it's like a 2-year-old Joe. You got to get their attention a different direction.
Right. Just misdirection. Here's the issue with that question is it's a simple question that can be said of anybody, much less man, woman, whatever. He somehow made it sexist by directing it toward his wife. But it's a simple thing. I mean, that's one of those things where nothing makes a person more angry when they're angry than to be told to stop being angry.
Yeah, to calm down.
Calm down. Chill out. Yeah, it doesn't matter. No matter what, if you're angry and someone tells you to relax, settle down, all that it just makes you madder. Why is that? I wish we had somebody here who had some sort of training.
Slow your roll, Joe. Slow your roll. Donna, what do you tell people?
If someone is losing control, it's your fault, because you're probably not listening and validating what they're saying, that they have to get louder and louder and louder and more intense. So if you guys would work on your reflective listening skills and validate someone when they're talking to you, rather than try to just fix it or tell them what to do differently, it probably wouldn't even escalate to that point.
Give us examples of how you validate them.
I hear what you're saying.
And you're right.
No, I think I hear what you're saying. I think I hear what you're saying has become the calm down of the new
that could be true.
Well, that's only because it's
now. I hear what you're saying. And I think what you're saying is you don't hear what you're saying.
Yeah, but if there's some sort of if you're being sincere about it, that's the thing. If you say, "Hey, I hear what you're saying," it's not going to work. But if you're sincere about it, yeah, it's just honesty is what we're talking about here, because when you're telling somebody to calm down, you're basically telling, and the thing is, when you're telling somebody to calm down, you're being honest. It's like we can't make good judgments when we're freaked out. So where do you get from freaked out to that level? Do you just let it, sometimes it's best to just wait, let it go by.
The healthiest thing to do as a person is to recognize you're losing it and to step away and go like, I need a break. I got to go calm down. That would be like an actual mature adult. Is you don't need someone to tell you to calm down, because you need to go calm down. But if someone in front of you is losing it, you can just say, okay, let's just, we don't have to keep talking about it, or just agree with them. Just go, okay.
For the time being.
Yeah, I get it. I hear.
Yeah, then sneak up on them later for revenge.
Right, and then attack later when they're after the bottle of wine is
still arguing if someone is upset?
Yeah, revenge is a dish best served cold. Anyway, Joe, let me finish. I think with what you said what'd you say? What'd you say,
Joe?
More wine.
What did you say that somebody's supposed to say?
Oh, it's supposed to be. Yeah, you validate. I hear you. I feel you.
Okay, now stop. So I think you can say that, but then you have to go on and say what you heard.
Yeah.
That you can't just say, I hear what you have to then say, I see you're saying this.
Yeah.
Say what they're saying.
I understand.
In shows you understand it.
I understand that you're calling me a jerk face, that kind of thing. Yeah.
It's what you're feeling and why.
Yeah.
I get that you're upset because I'm an ass.
I get that you're upset because you don't have the intelligence to figure out.
Those are horrendous.
I think that's the answer right there, Brad.
The answer.
Well, I could. We can move on.
Okay, let's move on.
Problem solved.
I think we all understand. Okay, there's water in my ear. Hold on.
I think the more wine probably would work the best, because you guys don't have the capability.
Handwriting today.
Whatever happened to big hug? Give me a hug. Give me a hug. Whatever happened to that?
Oh, that's cute. That would be nice.
But it's nice, but when you do that, you're pushing the thing aside. You're not valid. You're just saying, give me a hug. Wait a minute. I want to deal with what we're doing.
But it's funny, and you guys are funny. And how many times did your sense of humor dissolve, like tone down conflict?
Never. It makes it worse.
Not once. Probably adds to it. Yeah.
0 times.
Yeah, that's just pouring gasoline on that fire. You bet.
Yeah, When it's zero funny. It's
usually my mouth that got us into this situation.
Down doesn't work. Now, I will say this is more of a
making fun of them.
My daughter hates it when I say relax. When she gets, I just say, let's just back off a second and relax. She just can't stand it. So, okay, here we go. Everybody's got good handwriting today. Oh God. Okay, here's one. What if you do? We've had this before. What do you do if you catch your daughter in bed with a guy? Let's start with how old they are first.
I know, right? That would be a really big factor.
They've been married 15 years. I still can't stand it.
She's 37.
She's 37, and I have a hole in the floor that I look at.
Well, I think it depends. The first thing I would say is, first thing I'd do is I'd make him pay rent. Because if
cash on the barrel and now.
Right. Immediately. Yes, immediately. On the second. Now it depends on two things. It depends on where you catch them. In bed, in your house.
In bed.
In your house, I'm guessing.
Yeah, no.
Unless you walk in some stranger's house in there.
Yeah, that's weird. You go to his house. Yeah.
If you went to his house,
you kick in his door. Then you've already decided what you're going to do if you kick in his door and they're in his bed.
Well, I think you should probably, before that happens, probably have made some rules with your daughter or your son or whoever it is that's not acceptable. If that would bother you, then that's not acceptable. I mean, it's like I've kind of made that pretty clear. It's like, hey, nobody goes up into your room without my permission because this is my house. My house.
Or if you haven't done that, what you're going to do is make some rules when you catch them in bed. The next thing you're going to do is make rules if you haven't done that. That will be the first thing you do.
So are you guys saying it never happened to you guys? You have daughters. I have sons.
Has that happened to you where you broke in and the guys were with girls?
No.
Now, wait a minute. This doesn't have to think about this. Here's a different world, though. What if you catch your daughter in bed with another girl? I mean, is it the same? Are you then okay with that? Because normally if they're just friends, you're going to let them sleep in the same room anyway.
Well, we can use that. The question is basically if you catch your daughter in a sexual situation and it's quite shocking and it's in the sanctity of your home. It can.
Oh my God. Are you kidding me? The sanctity of your home.
I don't know. We have our house blessed by a priest every week.
You are in the grotto. You are in the grotto. The sanctity.
So anyway. So no, but seriously, it's if it bothers you that would happen, then you just got to make house rules.
Well, not everybody follows the rules.
The longer they stay in the house, the more rules you should make to get them out of your house.
Okay, Joe, let's go back in time. You're in high school. How many times did you break the rule that was in it that you don't have a girl in your room, in your bed doing stuff?
Confess now.
Okay, that puts it in a different perspective, doesn't it?
Because there would have been 50 times that I would have gotten caught.
Yep.
Having sex. I was over 18, and so was she, by the way, because I was a late bloomer. But my senior year, there was so many times until I went to college. That she was hiding naked in the closet as I was.
Really? That's a good one.
Brad.
Standing there in the closet with, hey, Mom. And we had locks on our bedroom doors. So that was nice. But many times. We never did that at her house because we know she didn't have any. Their house was as big as this studio that I'm in. So that was impossible. But come on, Joe. How many times?
You know what? A few. I guess the question is, I guess we go back to the original question, which is the key word there is catch, being caught doing it. All right. So, I mean, but you can't have the talk with your child and go, look, the rule is this, don't get caught. You can't do that.
That's what I would say.
Don't get caught.
Yeah. That's different because that's the talk I would have. I would have it's almost like in the concept of doing something to yourself and you get caught doing that. I'd be like, I've never in my life done that, let's say, and I've never actually been caught.
Yeah.
Because I'm not going to take the chance. I'm going to be smarter than that. So I would say to my daughter, don't get caught. Don't, because they're going to do stuff. And as long as they're being safe, as long as they're doing it intelligently, stuff like that. Now, if there's other problems, you need to deal with those other problems. But again, I want to go back to what if it's 2 girls? What if it's 2 guys?
I think intimacy is intimacy.
I know.
So
I don't care if it's 2 girls, 2 guys, or whatever. If that's more problematic to you, then that's a different issue.
No. Is it less problematic, not more? Like, for some reason, I don't really have a problem. Go. What did you say, Donna?
It's not different to me. Sex is sex.
Yeah.
And on my end, like I'm with which one of you guys were like, you should already be talking about it.
Yeah.
You should already be like, have discussed the possibility.
Yeah.
Okay. But let's say, and I just had this recently in a case where someone got caught and I guess they didn't talk about it. And so then I guess you're going to talk about it after, but how do you handle it? That's the thing. And my thing would be, please do not get angry at them for being intimate.
Nope.
You can say, you guys broke a rule. We know that's a rule and you're going to have a consequence for that rule.
Yeah.
But you don't want to make it where they're not going to talk to you anymore about their relationship.
Yes.
You want them to be able to talk to you about, intimacy or how they feel in their relationship or when they're having issues. Cause that's important to talk about. So you gotta not flip out.
Yeah, no. Okay. Number one, we all agree, never flip out.
Never flip out.
And
so much more easily said than done.
Again, depending on the age. If they're 13, I'm going to tear his head off and shove him down the toilet. If they're 22, if they're even 19, you know what? I'm going to say don't get caught. I'm not going to say, because they're doing stuff anyway.
Lay down the rules early. That's the answer to that question, how to take care of it.
Did you say lay down the rules early?
Okay.
I think you're saying a code there in the sanctity of your own house.
Do you guys have daughters? Do you guys let your daughters, let's say if they're coming home from college and they want to bring a boyfriend, can they be in the same room?
Nope.
No, they can't. No, they're not going to sleep in the same room.
They're not going to sleep in the same room.
They're already intimate.
Yep.
You're not stopping anything.
They can be intimate in the dorm back at school.
Yeah, they can be. I mean, but
like mom and dad.
Really?
Yeah. But again, what if you're dealing with now? If they had a girlfriend and they were a girl, would you let them sleep in the same room?
Why are you focused on this, Brad? This is
because I want to let everyone in on the conversation.
Well, it wasn't. But it wasn't.
There's a difference between friends and intimacy.
That's right. Yeah. So I want to talk about, because people have told me we don't open up enough to deal with the people that there are so many different kinds of relationships now, and it's not just always.
I think the thrust of this question was that it was a sexual thing. They're talking about, what if you catch your kid having sex with somebody else in your house? That's really what I got out of it. Yeah. And I think the answer to that is, well, if that's how it's going to be, then mom and I are going to be a little noisier when you're home. So.
You're saying even as adults, you would not allow your children to sleep in the same room as someone they're having sex with?
Even as adults, Joe, 25, 26.
If they're living in my house at the age of 25 or 26, I have
not living in your house. Let's say coming for a holiday weekend or vacation or whatever.
Well, by then we probably would have had a talk about it, and it probably would, and I would hope that my children would at that point say, "Hey, would it be okay if?" There's a difference between clearing it up first, but being caught at it again. If you're caught at it, then it's a little bit more shocking.
That's true. That's true. So have the discussion, and because you're right.
And also make sure that you have video cameras set up in every room in the house. That should discourage that.
Except the bathroom.
Well, except the bathroom.
Chuck Berry's. We need no Chuck Berry. Not Chuck Berry.
Chuck Berry.
He's dead. But anyway,
terrible.
Right, come on. I want to get off this one because we're killing the sanctity of Joe's house. Here's a very interesting one. Now this writing is more like what my writing would look like if I tried.
I can't see that.
It doesn't matter.
It doesn't matter.
I just want people to know that they exist. How do I get my husband to work out or at least support my exercise?
What do you mean by support your exercise? Is he somehow keeping you from working out? I need more information.
I can see that being a thing, that a guy who's not working out, he's belittling it. He's making fun of her. He's saying it's, that she's not going to do it, that she's already too, I mean, I can see a guy.
What a jerk. What kind of a jerk would do that?
Why are you married?
I'm a jerk whose wife would write this down.
But I can't see that. If that's what she likes to do, fine, let her do it. If that's not what you want to do, fine, don't do it. Now, if your wife is asking you to do it for all the right reasons, in fact, there are no wrong reasons to get your husband to work out, other than the fact that maybe you think he's getting a little flabby. But I mean, exercise is good. Those are good things. You should support people who are doing good things. I don't get this idea.
Yeah, but how does she get him? You're just saying you should. You're not saying how she approach, because you're right. He may be eating big and he's already he's half 3 heart attacks in. He's like, screw all this. And she's trying to get healthy and he's saying, you're stupid for doing that and stuff like that. How does she work that she makes it better? And
I calls a divorce lawyer and she serves him papers.
That's right.
And she can easily serve him papers because he can't run away.
That's right. And then she takes it and hopefully just keep feeding him fat and he'll just die.
Right.
And then you can work out with Sven, the new guy.
Okay. This is all speculation on the worst case scenario. But
that's what I'm doing.
Yeah. But I mean, we don't know that this guy is not, he might be, fine. He just doesn't want to work out or don't go to the gym. And she does. Can you let him be? Can you just let him? I mean, even though she might say, hey, you should go to the gym, that's fine. But if he belittles her for going to the gym, I think that's really bad.
Yeah. Well, she says, or support my working out. So I'm guessing she's ready to let him go.
He should definitely support her working out.
Yeah,
he should support her whatever she wants to.
Getting healthy, then that's a problem. That's scary.
Yeah, but think of this though. If she gets healthy, he doesn't. He feels less now. Like women who go to school, like people get married, they're both dummies. She starts getting education, wants to grow. He doesn't want to grow. He's going to try to stomp that crap out in a second.
And that happens.
And that's the road to ruin, isn't it, Donna?
It does happen, but it shows you who you're with. Like that person's got a problem. If that's how they're acting, they got some major insecurity issues. And either they work on it or they're out. That's what I say.
Yeah. And so that's the answer, everybody. Ma'am, he works on it or he's out.
Yes.
Or again, give him all the lard and
he works on it or he's out or he works out. Because that'd be the answer. Because he'd go to the gym. He'd work out. I was trying to tie it together. I'll shut up now.
Yeah, you guys got mad at me for doing that. I'm not even.
Well, we're professionals.
Man.
Oh, that flew.
Okay, I don't understand. Okay, I don't understand this next thing. Okay,
you should support me, Donna.
Oh, I support you, Joe.
I thought you said report you.
Well, that too.
Can anybody see that?
No.
How old is too old to use a rabbit in the bedroom? I don't.
Oh, a rabbit is a Donna, you'd know about that. This is a sex device, right?
Yes.
What?
A rabbit. It's a pretty common marital aid.
It is? What is it?
Well, not marital aid. Female.
Well, they call it. They call it. For a while, they were calling all sorts of everything was a marital aid, but
okay, so
people not married using the rabbit.
What do you mean a marital? Or you mean an aid? I understand now it's a sex toy of some type, but what type? I don't get it. What is it?
Oh, come on. Do you really not know what a rabbit is?
No, a rabbit. No, but it's buzz. It's a buzzy thing? Does
no,
it buzz?
What? Rabbits don't buzz. They're not electric.
They're not pregnant when you have 50 kids, because rabbits have a lot of kids. I guarantee you, I have no idea.
You have to Google. Use the Google, Brad.
No, I'm not using the Google because I want you to tell me what it is.
But you can look at an image. You should see the image because that's what looks like a rabbit.
No, I'm not doing it. Tell me what it does. I do have a quick quiz we can do in about 2 minutes.
It does. It's for women mostly.
Okay, it's for women.
Yeah.
And it causes you to have a thing?
It has batteries, yes.
Yes.
Okay, it has batteries. And I mean, is it just like a thing or is it a?
It's shaped like a rabbit.
So it's got a big body and 2 ears, like it's got a little.
Yes, it does. Yes,
yeah. It's shaped like a rabbit. Well, how does the rabbit fit in there?
It's ergonomic for those areas of your body.
I don't see how a rabbit. If I took a rabbit and there was a lady laying there and I shoved the rabbit, it ain't doing anything. Its legs are going to kick and it's going to go like
This is not women's enjoyment. Involves many factors of their body parts, not just.
How is it shaped like a rabbit?
Okay, a rabbit has 2 ears, Brad.
Okay, 2 ears,
2 long ears,
and a head in between it.
Yeah, well, we're not going to focus on the head too much. Let's just focus on the long ears.
So, okay, is it just ears then? Is that the deal?
Kind of.
A little body to it.
Like it's 2 ears?
Kinda.
Because I want to be like the guys who touch the elephant and you have and they're blind.
You know, if we got to explain everything to you, we're getting off the question here.
Do I want a rabbit? Do I want this?
You don't.
Yeah,
I'm guessing. Probably not, Brad. Probably
wouldn't have one.
It wouldn't serve you as well as it would serve your wife.
Do you guys have a rabbit? Anybody?
No, but I know what one is.
How do you know you don't have a rabbit if it's for her?
We don't have a lot of vibrating things in our house.
How do you know? She may have a whole.
She probably. I
somewhere.
Wouldn't blame her.
Okay.
But
I would support that 100%.
I don't think there's an age limit. Let's get back to the question.
Do you have a rabbit, Donna?
Really? Really.
Okay, so she does. Okay, so that's yes.
The question is, are you ever too old? No, I don't think you're ever too old.
No. Yeah. You will want to enjoy body parts. If you're healthy, you will enjoy your body parts forever.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Forever.
Well, and as you get older, you want more stuff. And you
and I'm going to, and probably after your first colonoscopy, you're not going to want to use the rabbit anymore.
Why?
Colonoscopy.
That was a joke. That was a joke.
Wait. You put a rabbit in?
They're not related.
Well, actually.
What? I don't know what you're talking about. So,
okay. Well, there's 2. I don't know. I don't know personally. I'm just picturing a rabbit.
You know how a rabbit works. If
I don't think a rabbit works just one way.
Okay. I'm going to look this up later, but now I'm just going to let my mind go wild as to what a rabbit is. So, and how much do they cost? Could somebody send me one? No, I'm just kidding. Okay, so anyway, how about this? Fun questions to ask your spouse. We'll do this real quick, and then we're done in 3 minutes. Number 1, if you could turn back time, what decision of yours would you reverse and why? Pretend your spouse is asking you this. So make it a marriage thing that you would, in marriage, and don't say you wouldn't get married because that's not nice. What is there a decision you would change?
I would have waited longer to go back to work. I would have waited. My youngest was 2. I probably would have waited till he was about 5.
Yeah. That's good. Joe?
I would have maybe taken a couple of those jobs that were offered to me when I was younger. In
jobs, real work or comedy?
Real work.
And stay home.
Yeah, and I would have had some. Yeah, stayed home. Yeah, because we were apart a lot. I don't know how we survived, to be honest with you. 31 years of marriage. 31 years.
But because one thing that comedy did for me was that, and you're right, my first 9 years of marriage, I was gone 47 weeks a year.
Right.
We made that decision when we had the baby that I would just work sparingly at best. And I spent many years working 8, days a month and staying home 90% of the time. Now we lucked out. She had an incredible job at the time and stuff like that. So really comedy worked out even better than at the time. Now there were things I would change my mind and not go to. Like I would have said no to the 10 days that they made me get on a Carnival ship once, or I was fired and my daughter got chicken pox the day I left. So that one I would change, and it would have slowed me up, but I would change that one. Okay, good. Next, what is your dream vacation? Real quick, if they asked you, where would you really go?
I'm saying mine is like a really not very populated beach community somewhere, and just stay there for like a month. Have a chef and a housekeeper. Just
a chef and a housekeeper in the Hamptons.
Sure.
Did you know Donna was in the Hamptons 2 weeks ago in like a $50 million house for a week?
Who was that? You?
Yeah.
Donna.
Yeah. Oh, you were really? What were you doing in the Hamptons?
Hanging
with a buddy. She's got a buddy that's got a ton of money. Okay, what's your Joe? Because we're a little different maybe because of traveling so much.
We've traveled so much. We've been in a lot of places. My wife and I did take a European vacation one year with Chevy Chase. And it was, and I loved
Chevy Chase.
That was a joke. European Vacation. It was a movie.
Oh, got it.
Oh, for God's sakes. Anyway, so we did go to France, and we went to Rome. Went to Paris and Rome, and we didn't spend much time in Rome because of a plane delay. I think we'd love to go back to Europe again. Yeah. I can't think of any place else in the world that I think we both would feel like this is really cool. Because I have a tendency. She likes warmer places. I like colder places, but Europe is like it's fantastic. So plus we're big foodies, and you can get some decent food there.
Well, we've been to all over Europe, and we want to go east, but I would like to spend time just she and I in Venice, like for because we only had 3 days there.
Yeah, right.
I would like to spend at least a full week or 2 weeks. In that we had the most beautiful suite in the hotel they just gave us because they were so kind. And it was the last room available. We were paying nothing, and we had the most beautiful suite. And I would like to go back there, and we would spend like an entire 2 weeks looking at every place in Venice that exists.
Yeah.
Okay. Next.
Or Branson. Go ahead. What were you saying?
Yeah. No. Well, I was going to say Pigeon Forge, but yeah. Yeah. So get down and go see the wacky shows down there. Go see Donny Osmond. Okay, last one, and then we're going to end the show. Would you rather have no hands or no eyes? If your spouse is still normal, you lose one of those two things.
No hands.
You'd rather have no hands?
Wrists.
Why? You'd say no eyes, Joe?
That's the weirdest question I think I've ever heard, and I'm not prepared for it. I have no idea how to answer it.
Well, you need to think about it.
Is this in the context of being married? Since this
you are married and your spouse has to deal with you with missing this thing.
Oh, my wife would have to deal with me?
Well, of course, because you're still married.
Oh, yeah. She would. She'd probably prefer that I had no eyes. Yeah, because then she could mock me openly. And I know she wants to do that.
I would lose one hand and one eye. No, you can't. That's not a choice.
You can't do that. You can't.
I would go with Donna because you know what? Seeing is just not being able to see is so.
Seeing is believing.
Well, and it's also so hard to come back. I mean, my gosh, the learning curve is through the roof. But you know what? You can get fake hands. That's something that you're hooked on that can grab stuff. You know what I mean?
Yep.
You know what I mean? By the way, before we go, everybody, I want to say thanks to you guys, but we have 3 Halloween shows left. I will not play the thing. 3 Halloween shows left. Go to Vampires Ball Ultimate Halloween Party on Facebook. 3 shows, 29, 30, and 31 at 11:55 p.m. Those 3 nights, we're going to do 3 more live shows. I know, it's scary. Okay, say goodbye, everybody.
Bye.
Hi, everybody.